sure isn't you.
Hello, everybody.
Yes. What a nice surprise, dear. I'll go and get you a little snack.
Home for the weekend, dear?
No, I have a class in the morning.
Oh.
But something serious has happened at school, and I came home to get some advice.
Oh, I see. Would you care to discuss it in private?
No, you can listen.
What's the problem, Beth?
Good. One of my teachers, Irene Talbot, posed nude in a men's magazine. The school took one look at the photographs and fired her.
She must have been a real dog.
No, she's a very attractive woman. She was fired because the school considers posing nude to be indecent. Now, a lot of us students think the firing is unfair and unethical. In fact, we think it might be illegal. Isn't it, Jonathan?
Well, prima facie, the school's within its rights in dismissing the teacher if she violated standards set intramuros, status verborum.
Oh, when Jonathan speaks Latin, I get goose flesh.
Well, it may not be illegal, but the school's still wrong.
I'm not so sure it is, Bess. I mean, I don't particularly want my daughter being taught by a woman who has degraded herself in one of those magazines.
Mother, posing nude isn't degrading. Women have been doing it for centuries. Some of the greatest works of art are nudes.
Bess, these magazines are not art. I don't recall seeing the centerfold from Babes in Boots hanging in the Louvre.
Phyllis, you must remember, different generations have different standards of morality. Mutatis mutandis.
Oh, go easy, Jonathan. I have a short fuse.
Miss Talbot happens to be a terrific teacher. She posed for those photos 3 years ago when she was broke and out of work. Maybe if you had been in her position, you might have done the same thing.
Never. I have never in my life appeared naked in front of a strange man. Except for your father.
I understand, Phyllis, but I think you have to keep in mind tempora mutantur, nocet mutamur in illis.
Oh, my goodness, 7:15 already. Oh.
And they say Latin's a dead language.
Somebody should turn a hose on those two.
Mother Dexter, don't you think I'm right?
Well, I don't think we should talk about such things with an immature mind in the room.
I'm 18 years old.
I wasn't talking about you.
Well, I think it's lousy the way the college has treated Miss Talbot. If there's no legal way of making them rehire her, there's only one thing for me to do. Quit school.
Quit? Bess, you're talking nonsense.
Well, how else can I protest what they're doing? Mom, I feel this is an issue that involves fundamental human rights and dignity.
Bess, you worked on the paper, right, at college. Now, if you feel that strongly about this thing, why don't you write an editorial about Miss Talbot and put it right on the front page?
I don't know, Mom. It would be moving the story on the homecoming queen.
You're worried about the story on the homecoming queen?
Well, it's the first time it's been a guy. I don't know, Phil. Maybe it's a good idea. I'll have to think about it.
Please do, Bess. Of course, this doesn't mean that I agree with your position. I still feel that it was wrong of Miss Talbot to pose in one of those degrading magazines.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I have always had two very strong beliefs. Number one, a woman should never appear undressed before anybody but her husband or her brothers.
Very well put.
And number two, I believe that all men are brothers.
I did it. At last, I have solved the downtown traffic problem.
Terrific, Leonard.
It's so simple, I don't know why I didn't figure it out earlier. We simply make these streets in the central area into one-way streets.
Leonard, they already are one-way streets.
No wonder I've been getting so many tickets.
Are you Supervisor Marsh?
Yes, I am.
Oh, hi. I'm Randy Williamson.
Oh, you're the one that's going to take my place tomorrow.
It's part of career day at my school.
Oh.
I was selected to be supervisor for a day.
That's right. Randy here is going to sit in my office tomorrow and do exactly what I do every day. Pretend he's a supervisor.
What's this?
Well, this is one of those complicated problems that we big grown-up supervisors have to figure out every day. You see, in the morning and at night, when your mommy and daddy are driving in their cars, these streets are so crowded with other mummies and daddies and big grown-ups, we don't know what to do.
Hey, supervisor, when did you make all the streets one way?
They already are one-way streets, Randy. Come on in my office. Cute kid, but dumb.
Hi, Harriet.
Morning.
Did Dan notice I was late?
I don't know. Hey, Dan, did you notice Phyllis was late?
No.
Everything's cool.
Listen, I was looking at my schedule for this morning, and you got me in two places at once.
Oh, did I do that? I wonder what was running through my mind.
Whatever it was had a lot of room.
I'm really sorry, Dan. I've been a little preoccupied lately.
What's the matter?
It's Bess. I gave her some very important advice a few days ago. I just wish I knew if she was going to take it. It used to be very different. There was a time she agreed with whatever her mother said. Mother always knew best. And Bess always followed her mother's advice. Then she turned 3. Supervisor Valenti's office. Oh, hi, Bess. You followed my advice. Oh, Bess. So you expressed your feelings in the school newspaper. Oh, that's wonderful. See, sometimes Mother really does know best. They expelled you for it. Bess, what the hell do you listen to me for? Where are you now? Home? You just stay there and remain calm. I'll come right home and straighten everything out. Dan, I have to run home. Goodbye.
Lindstrom, we have that tax report to go over. We have to reformulate my zoning proposal, and we have to do all the research in the new recreation bill by tomorrow morning. But don't you worry if the city of San Francisco goes in the toilet. You just run home and attend to your personal life.
I knew you'd understand.
You mean they expelled the whole newspaper staff just because of an editorial?
Well, yes, but it was very unusual editorial. See, we decided words alone couldn't express how strongly we felt. So we posed for a group picture, which we printed on the front page.
Oh, how nice.
Well, the school didn't think it was nice. See, we went out on the football field and we posed just like Miss Talbot without any clothes.
Oh, my goodness. Times certainly have changed. When I was a freshman, we weren't allowed anywhere without our beanies.
Got here as fast as I could. Now, Bess, it's ridiculous for the college to expel you just because of an editorial.
Well, yes.
Now,
but...
Bess, don't be upset. I'm sure it's all a big misunderstanding, and we can straighten it out quickly and easily.
Well, I don't know about that.
Bess, you just trust me. Any problem can be solved if we just approach it rationally and logically.
Oh.
That's our editorial, Phil. See, we decided words alone couldn't express how strongly we felt. This was the only way to air our views.
Oh.
Mother, what's the big deal? Nudity is not the big taboo it used to be.
Oh.
Mother, I did this because I thought it was the only reasonable response to a stupid and irresponsible act. And I'm not ashamed of it. I hope someday that you will accept that. But if you can't, then there's nothing I can say to explain it.
Phyllis, I think you handled that very well.
Good morning. Oh, hi, Randy. Supervisor Supervisor Marsh, Mr. Randy Williamson's here to see you.
Hello there, Supervisor.
Oh, hi. Sorry I'm late, Mr. Marsh. Say, I got this hamster at home, and it got lost. I had to stay home to find it.
It's not a very good excuse, Randy. You're a supervisor now. Do you think I'd miss a day's work if my hamster got lost?
No, sir.
Anyway, when I take mine out of his cage, I put him on a leash. All right, let's get to work. First thing we do is look at our schedule. You see, a supervisor's day is filled with important meetings and conferences, significant speeches, phone calls. So we have to schedule everything down to the last second, giving each critical issue of the day full attention. Nothing till 3. How about a movie?
How about you show me around City Hall?
Okay. Do you want to visit the mayor's office?
Hey, yeah. Hey, you think you let me sit in this chair?
I don't think so, Randy. If he doesn't let me, he certainly won't let you.
Hi.
Hi, Bess.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello, Bess. What brings you here? Mom, I just went over to the university to pick up my things, and I found out the dean is willing to let the newspaper staff back into school if we apologize for what we did.
Oh, Bess, that's wonderful.
Now, wait a minute. It gets less wonderful. I can't apologize. I'm not sorry for what I did. I know how you feel about this, Mom, but I just can't do it.
Bess, can't you see what you're doing to your life? If you don't get a proper education, you're going to wind up in some terrible menial job, stuck behind a desk, typing your life away.
God, I hope I never get stuck in a job like that.
Mother, I believe in what I'm doing. To apologize now would be complete hypocrisy.
Bess, this is your life we're talking about. Bess, you have to do it. Listen to me.
Lindstrom, everybody's listening to you. Look, I know this is none of my business, but can I say something here?
I'm sorry, Dan, but this is a private discussion between a mother and daughter.
Okay, Lindstrom, but I was on your side.
It's time we got an outside opinion.
Have a seat, Bess.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Dan. This is the county supervisor speaking.
I know, Mom.
All right, Bess, the way I look at it, the school is trying to do you a favor.
You can call it anything you want, but what it means is that we're supposed to admit we're in the wrong.
That's true.
They're asking us to make the concession.
That's true.
They want us to say we're guilty when this whole thing was the administration's fault in the first place.
Bess, what you have said is right. But sometimes being right isn't enough. You have to be practical, too.
You have to be practical, too.
You know, it's great to stand up for what you believe in. But you have to look at, is it going to do any good?
Is it going to do any good?
Now, what happens if you don't apologize? You get expelled, there's a black mark on your record, and the teacher still won't be rehired.
The teacher still won't be rehired.
Now, I don't always see eye to eye with your mother, but in this particular case, to disagree with Phyllis is just plain stupid.
Phyllis is just plain stupid.
Dan, I appreciate what you're saying, and I guess it makes sense. But I just don't see how I can do it.
You see, Dan, she won't listen to anybody. She's determined to throw her life away. Bess, just do what you want.
Bess, there's another reason I didn't mention for you staying in the school. It's a very good reason. Your mother. She cares a lot about you, Bess, and she's too proud to tell you this, but if you don't go back to school, it's going to break her heart.
Break my heart.
Well, then, in view of your sincere apology, the board hereby lifts your expulsion and, in the spirit of compassion and forgiveness, welcomes you back to the student body.
Thank you, Dean Armbruster. Thank you, members of the board.
You're welcome. And let me add, I think that you have behaved admirably. It takes a very big person to admit he's made a mistake, Bill.
My name is Steve.
Oh, I gave you the wrong file.
I did not.
You did too.
I did not.
We'll discuss it later. Thank you all very much. You did too.
I didn't. Never mind, gentlemen. Who's next?
Bess Lindstrom.
Are you sure?
Freshman, good student, no previous problems.
Hello? I'm Dean Armbruster. That's Mr. Rawlings, the registrar. Dr. Felser, head of the faculty council.
How do you do? I am Mrs. Phyllis Lindstrom, recent widow. And this is my daughter, Bess, who doesn't smoke marijuana.
Have a seat. We're happy you've chosen to come here today, Bess. Although you have violated the rules of the school, we think it's not fair to let a young life be ruined by one careless mistake. And we're allowing you this opportunity to atone.
That's very nice. It's very, very nice.
Now, Bess.
Dean Armbruster, Mr. Rawlings, Dr. Felser, I'm sorry.
That's fine, Bess. We appreciate how difficult it must be to admit to such an immature, foolish mistake. We now lift the expulsion and in the spirit of compassion and forgiveness.
That's not what I said.
What?
Nothing. She was just clearing her throat.
I didn't say it was a foolish mistake. As a matter of fact, I believe what we did was justified.
Well, let's not quibble about a few words here.
Well, what did you apologize for?
Everything. Everything.
To be completely honest, I apologized to get back into school. But I'm not sorry about the photograph. The firing of Miss Talbot was completely unjustified. And my only regret is that our editorial didn't help her.
Yes, please.
I can't go through with it. I'm sorry, Mom.
To me, she apologizes.
Well, Miss Lindstrom, if that's your final word, we have no choice.
Hey, can't you take a joke?
This is not a joke. Eventually, you'll realize just how serious it is, Bess, and you'll deeply regret your obstinacy. Our hands are tied. We have no recourse but to follow the rules. You've brought shame to your school, to your family, and to yourself. The expulsion stands. Good day.
I'm really sorry, Mom. I wish I could have gone through with it for your sake, but I just couldn't. Come on.
Just a minute. Excuse me.
Yes, Mrs. Lindstrom.
I want you all to know that I strongly disagree with what my daughter did. I was reared to believe that a woman should never display her body in public, even if she has a good one. However, Bess has not shamed me. She fought for what she believed, fought to the end, and I'm proud of her.
Fine. Take her home with you.
I always believed that a university was a place where young people were encouraged to express themselves freely and openly. But yet when my daughter does it, you three stuffed shirts expel her. Well, I think it stinks. Now, I could protest to the Board of Regents, or I could write an angry letter to the newspapers. But I choose to protest in the way that bugs you the most.
Mrs. Lindstrom, what are you doing?
I am expressing my solidarity with my daughter in the only language you people seem to understand.
She's taking her clothes off. It must run in the family.
Mrs. Lindstrom, you mustn't.
Mr. Armbruster, I do not enjoy what I am doing. This is as abhorrent to me as it is exciting to you. Could you help me?
Reflex.
Take it off, Mom.
This meeting is adjourned.
Mom, that was amazing.
I believe it is what St. Thomas Becket might have done.
That was great. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, Bess, I've never been prouder of you. I'm so glad you didn't knuckle under to them or to me.
You know they're never going to let me back in this school now.
Oh, who cares? We'll find another college. One where they appreciate a person as sensitive and courageous as my daughter.
You're really something sometimes, Mom.
Oh, well, had to get it somewhere.
Hi, everybody.
Well, hello, Randy.
Hi, Randy.
What brings you back to City Hall?
Well, I wrote up my report for school on a day as a supervisor. Thought you guys might like to read it.
Well, isn't that nice? I'd love to. A Day in the Life of a Supervisor by Randall Williamson. A big city supervisor does many important things in a day. Leonard Marsh is a big city supervisor, and here's what he did one day. 9 o'clock a.m., he comes to the office. 9 o'clock to 9:30, he reads the sports page. 9:30 to 9:45, he reads the funnies. 9:45 to 10:30, he calls a friend and discusses the sports page and the funnies. 10:30 to 11, he files his nails and whistles. 11 to 11:30, he thinks about lunch, and the rest goes on in the same vein.
I hope I got everything. I mean, there was so much going on and didn't want to miss none.
No, you didn't leave anything out. I don't remember you taking notes that day. When did you find time to jot all this down?
From 2 to 4 when you were taking your afternoon nap.
You're watching ALN. Here's what's coming next.